Marcus didn't believe in superstition. He trusted data, routine, logic, so when he found a deal on a one-bedroom at New Bridge Heights, he didn't think twice. 4th floor, Unit 4A. The rent was cheap and the building was close to his job. But something was off. On move-in day, he noticed the hallway was labeled 4A, 4C, 4D, but no 4B. Between 4A and 4C there was just a blank wall. He asked the landlord. "They skipped it," the man muttered. "Architectural oversight. Happens." Except it didn't look skipped. It looked sealed. That first night, Marcus heard footsteps outside his apartment. Soft, deliberate, slow. He checked the peephole. Nothing. But the footsteps returned every night at 2:17 a.m. like clockwork. 3 steps. A pause. Then a long, slow scrape, as if someone was dragging their fingers across the wall. After a week, he left his phone recording. The next morning, he played it back. At 2:17 a.m., the hallway camera flickered, and a door appeared in the space between 4A and 4C. Peeling blue paint, the number 4B, and a brass handle. A shadow passed behind the peephole. Then it vanished, like it was never there. Marcus opened his door in a panic. Nothing. Just a blank wall again. He posted the video online. Most people called it fake. A few said, "Once you see the door, it means it sees you too." The next night, Marcus woke to find a sticky note on his fridge. "Stop knocking." But he hadn't knocked. He called the landlord again. "Listen," Marcus said, "what happened to 4B?" The landlord was quiet. Then, "We don't talk about that room. It was supposed to be sealed after the incident in 1997. "What incident?" A pause. "There was a man. He lived alone. He complained about knocking at night, said the door kept moving." Marcus hung up. That night, he heard it. 3 sharp knocks from the wall, then the sound of a key turning in a lock. He bolted from bed and opened the door, but the hallway was wrong. Dim, yellowed, wallpaper torn, a rotting smell in the air. And the door was there. 4B, wide open. Against all logic, Marcus stepped inside. The room was empty. No furniture, just a photo on the floor. It was a picture of him, taken from behind while he stood in his own kitchen. He turned around to leave, and the door slammed shut. The knob vanished. The walls melted into darkness. A voice whispered, "Now you live here too." Marcus was never seen again. The landlord says apartment 4A is still vacant. Elena was new to the city. Her job transferred her to a cramped office downtown, so she moved into a mid-rise called Santoro Towers, Unit 7C. Quiet, cheap, and close to work. The first night, she heard knocking. 3 knocks, precise. From the door across the hall. She peeked through her peephole. No one there. No lights on in the hallway. Just silence. The next night, it happened again. Same time, 11 p.m. 3 knocks, then nothing. Elena assumed it was a neighbor. She asked around the next morning. An old man in 7A squinted at her. "That door?" he said, pointing across from her. "No one lives there. Been sealed for years." She didn't believe him. She checked the unit across from her. No number, no mailbox slot, no doorbell. Just a plain white door with a thick layer of dust. The third night, she stayed up and recorded with her phone. At 11 p.m. sharp, 3 knocks echoed across the hallway. Her camera caught it clearly. The sound was sharp and clear. Then, whispering. Low, indecipherable, then breathing right into her mic. She slept with the lights on. The following day, she looked up the building history. That unit, 7D, had once belonged to a woman whose child died in a fire. She went mad, knocking at the sealed unit for nights until she was found dead in front of it, hands bloodied from banging the door. That night, the knocks came again. Elena opened her door. Nobody. But something was different. Her own door now had faint smudges, as if someone had pressed their face against it. Terrified, she taped her door shut and moved her bed into the living room. But the knocking grew louder. One night, it came not from across the hall, but from inside her walls. She ran into the hallway. The door to 7D was open. Inside, it was pitch black. She stepped in slowly. The air was cold. On the floor was a small child's shoe. She bent to pick it up and heard breathing behind her. She turned. Nothing. Then the door slammed. The lights went out. The whispering started again. In the morning, security found her passed out in front of her apartment. She'd bitten her lip until it bled. They asked what happened. "I knocked back," she said, eyes wide. She moved out that day. New tenants now live on the 7th floor, but nobody stays long, and the knocking never stops. David was a traveling nurse. He sublet room 12D at Pinecrest Flats, a modern high-rise, clean, quiet, and cheap. It was exactly what he needed after a brutal night shift. But the mirror, it kept catching things. His second night there, he noticed something in the bathroom mirror. Not his own reflection, but a blurred shape behind him. He spun around. Nothing. At first, he chalked it up to exhaustion, but it happened again, and again. Then came the photos. His friend visited, noticed something in a selfie taken in the living room mirror. A figure. Black, thin, arched. No face, just long limbs and a crooked tilt. David started sleeping with a towel over the mirror. He even put tape on the edges. But every morning the towel was on the floor. Then, he woke up one night unable to move. Sleep paralysis. Except, his eyes were open. He saw the mirror across from his bed. In the reflection, something moved. It crawled down the wall, slow, spider-like, head twitching. When it reached the mirror's edge, it pressed its face against the glass from the inside. David screamed. His voice returned. The mirror shattered. He told the building manager. The man nodded slowly. "You're not the first." They had replaced that mirror 4 times already. Everyone who stayed in 12D saw it, and eventually it followed them. David packed and left that day. Now, no one rents 12D for more than a week, and even after moving out, David still covers every mirror in his new home, because late at night, he still hears tapping from the inside of the glass.